What's up, guys? It's Hudson here from Hudson Stack, bringing you guys a brand new video, and today we're doing another CSGO tips video because you guys requested a few of these, and so I thought that we would do something a little bit different aside from, you know, like in-game strategy and growing better as a player. This is just something about the game that you can kind of do and that sort of thing. So you go to your inventory, you've got a couple of nice guns or maybe a knife or two that you want to show off and take some cool screenshots of, maybe because you're trying to sell it, or maybe because you want to do a showcase video like we had earlier this week, if you want to see that. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys a couple of tips and things that you can do in the game to make those screenshots look better, and some places to go in maps. So we're going to go offline with bots here. And we're going to start off not in workshop. So there is one workshop map which I used, which is called Skins Screenshot Map V2. You can search this one up, or I'll put a link in the description to it. But basically, this map is really nice for screenshots, just because it's got a really cool like horizon and the water and stuff. So that one's cool. But we're going to start off in the basic maps that you actually have in the game. So the first one is Vertigo. This one's extremely popular. So let's just see. I go to a casual game on Vertigo. And we don't want any bots. So we're going to start this game up. And basically, there's a few different areas of this map where the light hits a knife really well. But you can also do guns just the same. But more specifically knives, you know, it affects the way that the knife looks, especially like Dopplers or slaughters or marble fades or you know, anything that's got like a reflective sort of absorb the surrounding kind of look to it. So anyways, we will pick a side here. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is there's a link in the description to a Reddit thread, which actually has a list of commands, and also a couple of other tips that you'll probably hear me say in this video, but it's just easier to make a video. So if you don't know how to use your console, basically you're going to go, you hit escape, go to options, go to your game settings, and you're going to enable developer console, which is the little tilde. Once you have that enabled, you can hit that here and just paste the line of commands. And as soon as you do this, there's a few things that's going to happen. It's going to turn on cheats. It's going to kick all the bots if there were any. It's going to end the warm-up. It's going to restart the game. It's going to make the round time 59 minutes. You're going to have infinite money. You're going to be able to buy guns anywhere. And then it's going to turn off the entire heads-up display. It's awesome. So hit enter there. Look at this. Now here we are. And we just have, you know, our hands and, you know, the surrounding area. So we can buy a hyper beast here. So let's go over to a nice area that's got some cool reflections, like this one, for instance. If we turn just this way and we, you know, bring our knife out like that, we get a really nice reflection, and you kind of get this really cool background. And even if you have, let's say, you had NetGraph. If you have NetGraph on, like this, in the bottom, it's right by my right hand, you can see that. You can turn that off by just going to NetGraph and then hitting 0, and then all your changes will be saved for it, so you just hit 1 again, and it'll come back. But anyways, yeah, so this is a really good spot for the back of a knife because it gets that good reflection. It just kind of depends. You want to play around and toy with it a little bit. There's a couple of spots. Let's see. You can get... yeah, just like this, same thing, get a really nice look on your knife. And you just kind of want to play around with this. And so what I suggest is, you know, finding a couple of spots that you can get some cool angles with your knife. And then once you've done that, and here's a good one for the front side, that looks really nice. And then just getting a screenshot, you just hit the default, I believe it's F5. So yeah, you got a screenshot right there. Default is F5. You may have it changed if you've, you know, altered keys a little bit, but anything. But that's pretty much this map. Vertigo is a really good one. It's pretty common. A lot of people know about this map. One thing I would suggest though is in your game settings, if you can crank up the settings anymore, if your graphics card will allow you to, kick up the settings and the shaders to, you know, higher, especially the shader detail, especially if you're just taking screenshots, because even if you're only getting 10 FPS or something, it's worth it because you're going to get that, you know, that extra look that's going to help you, you know, be able to show off your knife a little bit better. So I would recommend, you know, going to some high settings if you can do that. And that's just going to help you out in terms of, you know, getting those nice clean looks with your knife and stuff. So let's go over here because there's probably a couple of good spots as well. So make our way over to this little balcony area. We kind of hop up here. And there you go. Oh, I fell off. Well, anyways, you get the idea. So that's that map. That's got a bunch of cool spots on it. That's a really good one, a really popular one. A lot of people use that. You're gonna obviously always do like dust in these types of maps. However, another one of my favorites is Assault and Aztec, and we'll go to each one of these. We'll do the same thing. So you just have that command line ready, and then just paste it as soon as the game starts. That way you can kind of figure out what you want to do. There are a few really nice spots in this map as well, and it's kind of got more of a city look. So I usually pick the terrace side, just because I don't know, it's just like a preference thing. The colors, I guess, work well. So the round's gonna restart. We got our AK, and let's go up here. There's a ladder to my left, which we can climb up onto this roof, and you can get a really good look of your knife or whatever here from the backside. And I think this looks really cool. I used this one in my video. You also got, you know, looking at your weapons. This is, I mean, like, that's such a nice screenshot right there. That is sick, because you've got your AK, and it just looks really nice on this map. So there's that. Then there's also a couple of places up here that you can get the front side and back side of your knife, which are uncommon for most maps. So you got the front side here, and then the back side here. And you just do like a little bit of like this. So that's kind of cool. And it also gets a cool angle. And then you can do the same if you know, kind of hop up onto this ledge here and get a cool look of it there. I also did one from here, I believe, which was just kind of like a straight heads-on thing, because it gets a really nice, you can see the whole front of my knife there. And then, you know, guns tend to usually look pretty good in all scenarios. But yeah, so that's this map, which is Assault. You know, same principle. Just try and get those nice reflections and stuff. And there's lots of areas that you can do that and just kind of play around with it. Lastly, Aztec, which is one of my other favorites that I used. And that's the last one that I normally use for the built-in maps, because it's got a couple of cool scenes in it, without it being too much like, oh, this is Counter-Strike. So, and what I mean by that is, like, on Dust 2, like, as soon as you see that map, it's just like, you know exactly what you're looking at. And I don't like a whole lot of stuff going on in the background either. So, like, for instance, like, look at this. You can just kind of look around, and there's just it's really, I don't know, I think this map's pretty. So, like, you can get some cool shots of your knife like this. You got a mountain in the background. You got this cool, like, sort of Aztec-y structure. Hence the name Aztec of the map. It looks really good with the fire serpent. Another good angle is right here, which you can do, and then get the backside of your knife right there. Like that. Then there is, oh, you could also do this one. Standing on this ledge. I think that looks kind of cool, because there's that big mountain and stuff. But then again, you're still seeing like the B-bomb site and that thing, so it's not the prettiest. And then there's one last spot on this map that I like, and you guys can probably find some more too. This is just what I found, what I've been able to use and I really like that. And then I'm a huge fan of this one. This one looks really nice because this thing, this orange spray paint or whatever, you can barely see it. And you kind of get the sky, the rain, lots of greens and stuff, and it just looks super sick because your knife or whatever is extremely colorful, and this is just green, and then, you know, that looks cool too with the serpent. So yeah, that's that map. And then last but not least, this other map that you can download, I'll put a link in the description to it. Props to this guy who made it. It's a workshop map, so a fellow player did make it. You're going to use the same principles on this map though. You're going to use the commands and stuff. This map is literally made for screenshots, so that's really helpful. And you can change the daylight of the map too, so it could be like daytime or more of a dusk looking.
Move it, son.
So let's see.
Let's move out.
Let's see. Okay. So for instance, you've got this very daylight-esque map. Super reflective on the knife. Look at that, it looks sick. And you can actually stand off the screen, and then it'll just kind of get out of the way. If you shoot the sky, it changes. So now you've got this. And I did this kind of like pan thing. And then I cut a pan with this. And as soon as the light hit the exact same point on the knife, then I swapped over. So it looks pretty cool because you had that cool background thing. But anyways, that's pretty much taking screenshots and stuff. You can also do the same thing with video. If you guys were wondering, for my video, because I'll put that link in the description too, when I was doing my showcase, I filmed it at 120 frames per second. I don't know if every program can do that or if most computers can do that. I just kind of I'm using XSplit, and it worked fine using 120 frames per second, then drag it into its own project in Premiere, then using some Twixtor effects and just slowing it down to like 25% or 50%, depending on the type of clip, then just kind of cutting them together. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So hopefully this helped out some of you guys, and if it did, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see more tip videos like this as well, as the ones where we kind of like improve together. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed these videos. While I am currently away, if you guys are wondering, I am away right now. I'm filming all these videos in advance for this past 2 weeks. Aside from a vlog that should be going up, or should have already gone up while I'm in Australia. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.